What does it take to bring agents from a cool concept to actually bringing true value for all of us? That's the question in front of us. So with me, I have today Jason, who is the CEO of Arize. So I want to pose that question to you, Jason. When did you, being somebody who's been in this AI space for so long, come to the realization that agents are not just some cool engineering concept, but they actually have this potential for huge transformational value?
I think for us, we had that first leap of AI, which was the ChatGPT launch, and we're all wondering if we get that 10x or 100x leap post that. And it really was the harnesses last year. The harnesses got good in 2025, and the harnesses started solving problems and doing stuff for us that we actually we're just having these magical moments. And you realize that the harness itself that was, and the stuff that was done for them to solve your coding problems can also be done in products for customers too. So that was really kind of last year, and it's been taken off since then. Yeah.
Now, would you say that given that shift has happened from all the focus being on models to now being more so on the agent harnesses, quality and evaluation of those agent harnesses becomes a critical aspect?
I view evals and observability around these agents as really the scaffolding to allow that automation to even work. Like, you've got to have these things around it, these intelligence and AI, watching your AI to make sure it's actually working, to really scale up your automation and to make sure they're actually doing what you want. So, it's not crazy to say, humans grade humans. Well, AI is going to grade AI and improve it.
Where do you see agents going in the next 2 to 3 years, potentially?
My view is these agents are getting incredibly capable right now. Businesses are going to scale up hundreds of thousands of these to replace work that they used to do, but then coordinating that, making sure they're doing the right things is kind of like some of the next generation of, I think, tech that we're going to see at least in the next year here.
So the governance of agents as the sprawl kind of becomes immense, to make sure that they're doing the work that you actually want them to do, essentially.
I think it's that, and I also think it's like agents governing agents too. So think of agent in swarm or fleet management as actually probably a technical area that you're going to see more and more of.
Next question I have for you is, Arize is a leader in the space of agent observability and evaluations. How do you sort of see our worlds coming together?
Yeah, I see incredible amounts of tools and platforms being built to build agents. So I think a lot of this is going to come around to how do you get the data out to platforms like ours? How do we come up with standards that allow you to do that? How do we help build feedback loops to make changes maybe to prompts or ways you're structuring things or tools or skills, so that the things we find and the platform we built can actually affect, not just measure and tell you something's wrong, but also affect those outcomes.
Specifically, when it comes to GCP's role in sort of making sure that tools like yours, like Arize and others in the market that are offering observability and evaluation of agents, what do you believe that Google can offer that would kind of enable products like yours to actually thrive in the market?
I think some of the stuff we're working on kind of standardizing telemetry for agents, I think is really powerful. We have to have standards so we can get tracing data out, so we can get these loops working. But I think it's all in service of how do we build better automation so these agents can fix themselves.
Now, if you rewind before the advent of agents with traditional applications, you could do some automated testing in your CI/CD pipelines, and from that point onwards, you've got confidence in your code. That's when the trust is established in the code that you're deploying. Why is that not applicable with agents? Why do we need to do this at a continuous level rather than just during deployment?
I think we got traditional software, which is the state space of possible things that software can do. It's large, but it's fairly contained.
Right.
And if you think about like the systems we live in today, and what's happening in the agent world, the possible actions you can take, the possible inputs you can see are just infinite. So your whole idea of what these things can do or will do is all about what happens in the real world. You kind of need these other ways of thinking about controlling it, these other ways in which you think about, influencing it and monitoring it. And really, it leverages AI heavily. I mean, evals are just a fancy way of AI.
You're saying that in the world of agents, with evals and such happening essentially in production, and you're not really gaining confidence in your agent until it's in production,
Yeah.
how do you manage expectations with your user?
What you can't see is all the different ways it's going to break. And so the argument is like how do I get from that issue to fix fast? I've got to be able to know these breaks occur.
Yeah.
And I got to be able to find things I didn't think about. And I got to be able to ship really fast to do that.
Your most controversial opinion when it comes to the world of agents?
I think OpenClaw and what it's done and what it's doing, and maybe this isn't even controversial, maybe a lot of people assume this, but I think the market and user potential of that execution could be way bigger than Cloud Code. And so my view is that Cloud Code's in a form factor that is amazing for a certain set of the population and engineers. Anyone with technical, it's an amazing product for that. It's funny, someone came up to me at an event and they had said, I have a friend who runs a bar, and I have OpenClaw running and ordering inventory for him. And so I think it's these small businesses where you actually might see some people crazy enough security-wise to go do that. And again, I don't know if it's purely a security thing. It's a way that just works in the business. But yeah, tons of potential.
All right.
Yeah.
Closing question. One piece of advice that you would give to any enterprise teams that are starting to build agents today?
The big advice is probably, build and ship fast. I also thinking about, my other hint again is automation. So thinking about how do I build the factory around the agent building or AI building or software building so that again I catch those issues I didn't think about. I can fix an issue quickly in an hour.
Big takeaway here is if you're starting to build agents, don't try to perfect it right off the bat. Build it, get folks to use it, evaluate it, and continuously improve it and tune it, because that's what's going to result in agents that are valuable for you. Jason, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to you.